Okay, hello everyone. Sorry about that. I don't know how long I was late for. Um, as soon as I started my stream, my wife needed help with something, so I had to run up there and do it real quick. What's up? Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Again, yeah. Sorry about being late. I don't know how late I was, but hello. Hello, Art Noob. Hello, Reaper. Yeah. And I didn't even have my music going. But hello, Lord Farquaad. Hold on. Hello, hello. Let's not. Oh, we had a lot done in the last stream. Actually, we'll before we start the level select, we'll go through what we did last time. Hello, Mr. Tricky. Splitgate 2 drops tomorrow. Like it hasn't. I didn't know that. I played the first game and it's a bit too competitive and difficult as far as like spatial awareness. I think that was a challenge for a lot of people. So, but from what I heard from like some people I follow, like Rocket Sloth, who used to be a Halo creator and now he's more generalized. He seemed to like Splitgate 2. Oh, the beta. Okay. Yeah, I've not played Splitgate 2. I don't play shooters. I'm not particularly great at shooters. At least like compared to like Zoomers and stuff. And so, yeah. Okay. The second one addressed a lot of that. Yeah, the first one was just like really complicated, actually. Just adding the idea of portals that you can shoot through. You can create traps and setups that and things like that. Yeah. It's just difficult. Let me get my sweater because it's a little colder down here than the rest of the house. I am curious about the map creator. Like, is it kind of like Forge? That'd be kind of cool. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and just hop into level 2. And we'll show off what's going on right now of what we got done last time. Alright, so one thing for sure is I did some stuff off camera too for this level. Mostly sound effects, which I won't hear the sound effects too loud because I have like the audio kind of low, but there's a splash. There's also an underwater area. We set up the underwater physics to be a bit more like watery. I updated the post-processing to add a vignette, which is like a black circle kind of around the screen to make it like more obscured. And then I still have some more like post-processing effects I want to do. Like I want to make like this actual camera like kind of wavy. That'd be kind of fun. But that's too complicated to do on stream because that involves shaders, and I'm not great at shaders, and so I need to actually like focus a bit more on that. But we did those. We updated the duck slightly so that as we puff it up, it follows the path. The physics are not very accurate on the path right now, but that's all right. It bobs up and down, and the ground pound follows with it. You can ground pound and get the token. The actual game, you just kind of jump and it like it's buoyant. I've not looked into buoyancy in Unreal Engine 5 yet. I don't know if there's a thing for it. I have it bouncing right now, just like on a timer. just to make it look a little bit more real. But yeah, we did that. We made it to where we made a type of platform where you can jump to the bottom of it. I don't have an example of that to show because I don't have new assets for the trees or stuff yet. Oh, this guy's charging at me. Here, let's get out of the way and then I'll read chat. Not as robust as infinites. I'm told no scripting. I mean, that doesn't, I don't think that's really needed. It's cool for infinite, but like, I don't think map creators need. This isn't really moving around the water, isn't it? It's probably a little bit too low. Yeah, infinites doesn't really need that, in my opinion. Well, I guess it makes sense for infinite, but like map creators in general, not every map creator needs like a scripting system. I think that actually probably like caused some issues with Forge because it made it too difficult to actually develop for. So the OG game does have a different aim reticle. I have this one like just as like a placeholder. It's like a free one you can get online, although it's like really simple. But I added that. But that one, that's like very much so just like yeah, just a test. What else did we do last stream? We did a lot. Let's see, we did that. We did the platforms you can jump through. We already had the sand, the quicksand mechanic working. Man, I do not remember what else we worked on at all. It was a bit. Last stream we spent like an hour and a half just talking too. That was kind of fun. I fixed, like, I was doing like a bunch of stuff today and like updated a bunch as well. So like in Andy's house I fixed like several small bugs and stuff. That was fun, like stuff that's been like persistent for a while. I did set up like kind of like simplified oh, for one, let's see if this does it. It hopefully will not. This should fall. I had a bug where this like wouldn't fall. Good deal. And it like looks much more realistic. I have like all the falling stuff kind of sorted out. The pushing mechanic has been updated a bit. All of this to like specifically fix bugs. There's still one bug, which is where I get on top and I push. You know, you can still do that. I need to add a comparison to make sure I'm not above the object when I'm like touching it and like trying to push it. So yeah. But we're here. We have this. We had both active at once, like both little UI icons. By the way, this is floating because it's too short to actually push, so this is like something I have to fix. But you can see you can drop it now, and then it switches to this guy. And there you go. But I was going to show you the, that's like, I fixed like a lot of small stuff that doesn't like really matter, but I did set up like some cinematic camera shots temporarily for cutscenes. Didn't add any like animation specifically. I did add one that actually has some movement to it. You can see like it's all like generic stuff like this right now, except for I don't have a debug menu. I really need to make a debug menu one day. That's like essential. I do waste a bit of time not having a debug menu. This is a bug I need to fix, which is like kind of like a slightly intentional bug, but yeah, you shouldn't be able to jump up that. Anyways, in here you got a little cutscene where you actually like have the robot talking and then the camera moves around. Yeah. So yeah, I did some of that like off camera, and it's actually like cinematic cameras. So there's like depth of field and things like that, grain, all this kind of cool stuff. But what we're gonna be doing today is the level select. So this is the assets from the original game. We do not have any new assets, and I just threw like a skylight in here just to light the scene. And I cannot change it to unlit because there's some like what you see like here is like all over the map if I just set it to unlit mode. So I need to add like an actual like skylight, even though it looks kind of crazy. Let's can I click on this? Let's turn down the intensity though, at least. Here. Oh, that makes the shadows really harsh though. Okay, that's fine. We'll just set to like 4 and just have some rough shadows, and technically nothing should cast a shadow on this map, which we can actually do like really easily. We just have to select everything. See how this looks. Select that. And turn off cast shadows. And there we go. Now there's no shadows, and we get a little bit better of that effect of actually being able to like looking like a sketch thing. But what we're specifically going to do is we're going to set up this actual menu to where we can like take this camera, because when we hit play we switch to this camera, and basically I want to be able to like hit left and right and go between all the different stages as we enter them. And I'm going to set it up for like the first 3 levels is all, which I don't have level 3 in the game, like not even as like a level. But we'll probably make it, because level 3 is just a boss fight that uses the same like environment assets as level 2. So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, or I know it's like scripting isn't required in Infinite. It's just it adds a lot of workload for developers, like a lot, and it probably also like you do wonder like what are the security concerns with that as well, if there are any. I don't know. I was excited for it, like no doubt. Although I never tried a Infinite Forge mode because it came so late, but. I was excited about the ability of scripting. I just never actually went in and did it. I don't plan on reworking the original, like reworking the audio, because, or at least like mostly, just because I'm not an audio engineer, and I can't imagine I'd be able to get someone who could actually do that at like a good level. I could add like sounds of my own, or sorry, not sounds of my own. Sounds like asset packs and stuff, but at that point you might as well keep the original because people recognize it more, right? So yeah. I'm your favorite streamer? That's crazy. I'm not even a streamer. Oh, excuse me. I'm eating like a little piece of a brownie, like just kind of nibbling on it right now. But yeah, okay. So the first issue with this level though is you see over here all these names. It just says geometry shape. So this is what every level looks like when I load them into Unreal Engine at first. Is everything is like split up in like teeny tiny like randomized pieces, kind of. Like everything is just kind of like chaotically done and doesn't necessarily like make like a ton of sense. Like if I select everything asset in here, you can see like where all the lines are. Those are different assets. And so, because if it was one asset, it would just be one line around all of this on the outside. Now we don't want everything to be one asset. That's totally not what we want, because we want to be able to swap between locked and unlocked houses. As you can see here, there's like 2 meshes like overlapping. It's the gray one and the colorful one when you unlock it. So yeah. Multi-language in games is not like the most insane thing to do. However, so the way games usually do it is they have a company give them the translations, and it just goes in like their giant like text document. And then when you load a game, every time you like play a dialogue line, it checks to see like which version to play, and it just plays that version. There's like some challenges to it, but yeah, the big issue is like you either have to translate everything yourself, which is not advised even if you speak multiple languages, because other stuff besides just translation, you know, there's like phrases and stuff that wouldn't make sense in some places if you just directly translated it. But yeah, I've never done a translation, but I do know how it's done, at least. And like most like indie developers, they like get a publisher, and the publisher will hire a company for a developer just to translate everything for them. So you like make the code and the stuff for them to do it. They give you the documents to your formatting that you request so that everything reads correctly, and then yeah. What levels from which game are you like importing, Reaper? Just out of curiosity. Are you pulling it into Godot, Unreal Engine, or Unity? But this is how it would look in anything, because this is how games were like kind of like modeled back then. But yeah, so for us, we're not gonna bother like fixing like the locked and unlocked mode on like this level like here, because we're not even gonna see it. All we're gonna see is like this little section here, which I need to pull up the original game and see exactly which area is which. And I do know though that we need to be able to see inside of here. So what we're gonna do is we have this texture here, and you can see this is where the hole in the wall is, and we're gonna chroma key it out. So this is really simple. Basically, we're gonna click this button here for chroma key texture. We're gonna eye drop to get the color, select it, and OK, and it removes it. Now that only removes it on the texture. So now on the material, like this one, I kind of did it earlier and I undid it just so I can show you. We need to drag the A, which is alpha being like how much you can see through something, to opacity, but you can see it's grayed out because this is the wrong type of material. This material right now is opaque, and we need to set it to translucent so that we can see through it. So now if we hit apply and save, we can see through the building. Let's scoot back a little bit just so there's less chance of like any kind of medical issues in case anyone suffers from that. But yeah, that's what's kind of going on there. Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I've never played that one, although I did grow up with Tekken. The original game was translated, but I don't have any of the actual dialogue lines. I have, in fact, I don't even have the audio lines. Like if I go here and I go to audio, original game, sound effects, the only dialogue lines I have are US. Like all these that say US, ham, US, Jesse, US Pro, I don't know. Prospector. So like I can put all these in there, but when I ripped it from the game, it didn't have any other languages in there. I don't know if I just did something wrong or what, but I probably did. But that, I mean, what's going on right now? I would probably like redo all of it anyway. So if I was to do like the audio, like the actual dialogue lines, see what I could do with that. But yeah. The way I get the game in here is EpicMinecartz on what's that website that everyone uses to upload? So GitHub uploaded a thing for this for like modding it and extracting it and stuff, and I could extract the levels from that, which is just all these different assets, and I just pull it directly into Unreal Engine 5, but then all the mechanics are completely remade from scratch. The art gets remade, but we use the original assets for scale, so we make sure everything's the same. So like on level 1, for example, we'll do this real quick. On like level 1, for example, this desk here, where's Andy's room? This desk here, there was like a much uglier version of it in the PS1 version, and I exported that, gave it to our artist Kyle. He took it and he modeled a new one using the same shape and size. That way we could make sure it matched the original game. So that's how we made sure everything looks like it did in the original. Now this is called some shenanigans because there were scale issues in the original game. For example, look at the size of this TV. You know, I mean, that's a decent size, you know? I mean, that's fine. And look at the size of these books. they're the same size as the TV. And that was like how it was in the original. And so there's like some shenanigans like that, where we're like, okay, do we fix it or do we keep the original scale? And so we kind of go back and forth on that. We just kind of, yeah, that's what we decided to do. Gotcha. Okay, use them for new Tekken games for mods. That's cool, actually. For character models, I assume. I assume no functionality, right? That's interesting. It's the PC version. Yeah. Although I think I did something wrong with the audio specifically, but yeah. Or maybe I accidentally deleted like all the other language stuff, but regardless, like, yeah, I mean, I can get access to the other languages. That's not like a roadblock or anything. That's just, I probably did something wrong when I did it. Currently university for studying for game design. And this past semester was my first one experiencing Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is more difficult to learn than Unity, but it's not impossible to learn as your first engine. And I really like the engine for the most part. So yeah. We're gonna fix a couple of these like green areas that you're supposed to see through first. So what we need to do is we need to like double click on this. That should be like opacified, but it's probably just selected the wrong one. Okay, that's fine. So what we're gonna do first is there, let me pull up the original game real quick so we can make sure we know. I think the camera zoomed in pretty close, like into here. Now the gray on the inside should not be visible at any point because that's not what I want. I have to actually be inside. Because level 1 should always be unlocked, right? And so this is like a really good opportunity to like put some like really tiny miniature versions of our assets in here. That'd be kind of cool. But level 1 should always be unlocked. So it should never be the gray version, right? Yeah, so we're gonna just get rid of those, right? We don't care. Yeah, that looks good. So we can always have this in here. Surely it didn't look this low quality, right? That's kind of funny if it did. And then I'm guessing this is the actual yard, so it zooms out, I think, whenever you go to level 2. And then I don't know about level 3. we'll look at that in a moment. But yeah, it's not my biggest concern right this second. Larry, yes. I think that's pretty standardized. They rip the original game assets if they have them available. Most times they can get them somehow, and then they put them on level. Then they make new assets off of that, or they make it using the same engine and project as the original game. So like Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. That was just an updated version of Halo 1. Although massively updated, but it had like a lot of problems and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how that game worked. Alex Lynn, my biggest piece of advice I stole from developer, I can't remember his name, on YouTube, big name guy. Anyways, don't make your dream project first, because your first game is going to be bad. So just make a couple of like smaller games first, and make them to completion, and then yeah, just see how that kind of like gets you. Like get a whole like project under your belt from start to finish, and then do a dream project after that if you want. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna use the video cutscenes or not. it'd be simple to add. I don't know if it's like worth the time at this point. My main concern is just getting the project playable and like in a good state. Dagamus, thank you. $2 to buy me a Code Red. That's very nice. I don't have a Code Red on me today, unfortunately. It's my favorite drink, but I don't have one today. I don't drink them a whole lot because they are pretty unhealthy. And so I drink like 1 bottle, maybe 2 a week. But it's like my drinking vice. All right, let me pull up the map of the original game real quick. Also, everyone make sure to like Dagamus's super chat. That's very kind of him. Toy Story 2 level select. Well, I'll pull up this live stream. There is more color. Oh my goodness, this is like super low quality. Oh, this is not what I was looking for. Oh, here it is in like widescreen, but like stretched widescreen. That's kind of funny. That's 2.5 hours? Oh my goodness. What is all this? I just want to level select. Okay, so here's this. This is just pictures. Am I gonna have to pull up the actual game? Unfortunate. Hold on. We'll just do like a full game playthrough. Okay, so it's the whole house. So the whole house needs to be colorful. Okay, so that's a good, like, easy start. We'll do that, and then we'll look at what level 2 is exactly and where it looks at. So basically all the gray house should be 156, it looks like. Yeah. We are going to... Yeah, we are going to make this an... do we want to make it an object? Oh my goodness. I think we'll just make it... If I hit play, will it... Let me see. Okay, so 156. We're just going to delete that. Because I don't think we need like a low-res version of it. What is this? Okay. 142 is like just some like grass. Some grass effect. Yeah. We're not going to mess with that right now. Basically, okay, so first I need to make a... Oh, I already have it. Let's go to blueprints. Let's level mechanics. Do I not have it in here? Is it in UI? I think it's in UI. Okay, yeah, it is. All right, a level select manager, and we also have a struct for level select map data. So what this struct is going to be used for is we're going to track things like the camera position for each level, the camera rotation required for each level so that we know where to take the camera to and where to rotate it to as we're on select levels. So we're going to add another variable here, and this is another, actually, camera rotation, and this should be a rotator. We also need to know bounce variance. This is kind of an easy thing. Basically, should be a float. This is how much the camera should be move up and down while we're like kind of like hovering over that level. So bounce variance, and I guess we could have like level name, right? That's probably pretty essential. The only thing I wish about Unreal Engine is that you could like rearrange struct order, whatever. Level name, and we'll add one more here for level number. Actually, we can get that just from the list of these. Okay, level name should be a name value, which is kind of like a string. I don't know the difference in Unreal specifically, but a name is like used for names. I don't know if it's more efficient to use those when it is a name or not, but that's what everything is referenced as. So that should be pretty easy. The level select screen in this game is like pretty fancy. It's like a giant like those toys where you can like spin the knobs and it like draws pictures. It's like one of those. Basically, it's what's inspired by, and there's like a little notches of color in there. That's be cold in the winter because the side of the house is ripped off. Listen, man, I do have someone down the street who this is actually kind of sad. A giant tree fell on their house. I think it's like an old lady that lives there, and the tree was like just laying on the house for like 3 months. Like the house is like I was like, man, is this gonna be like condemned soon? Like this can't be like livable, technically, right? Anyways, so that's kind of sad, but yeah. Okay, so we need to go back to our level select or our select manager. We're gonna create level level camera data. I don't know what to call it. That's fine. I didn't even like my name for struct level select map data. Now this is just a little like single line. If we right click this, it's a little dot, a bunch of little dots, and what that means is it is at that point an array. An array allows us to add like a bunch. So we can go here and we can name this level Andy's house, Andy's room. This should be Andy's neighborhood, and level 3 I think is called bombs away. That may be wrong, but that's fine. All right, and now we have to actually like track the camera position and camera rotation of each of these. Hello, Quentin. It's going well. Yeah, everything's like very standardized, and I think it's for the sake of like user experience to be more accessible and like just quicker to do what you want to do. But then it's like a bunch of things in menus that aren't very quick. Like they are very slow to do still in these days. And so I don't know if it's like, I think like modern menus are kind of struggle with that. Okay, so first off, we're going to get this camera, and we're just going to get like this camera position. This is not definitive. Oh man, I can't just, can I just paste this? It works. Okay. And then copy, paste. The bounce variance is going to be like 20 or something like that. We'll see what that looks like. And basically, we need another variable here for current level selected, and this will be an integer. An integer is a whole number, can be positive or negative, but we're going to make it 0 at start, and basically at tick, what's the easiest way to do this? Make it bounce up and down. Probably, I mean, a timeline is easy, but can you like, level 3 bombs away, okay. Did I put it with an apostrophe? I actually just think I just realized that reading yours. That is not how you do. Anyways, hello, XJ. But basically, we want to bounce this up and down as we get to different areas. You can do this pretty easily in a timeline, but I don't know if I want to do that. We're going to do it at first just to be simple. It's not create timeline, add timeline, and this is TO underscore bounce camera. We're going to hit play from start. We're going to double click this. We're going to loop it. We're going to add a track for a float, and this is camera position. We want it to be like 2 seconds long. Add key at 0, 0, and then at like 0.7. That's probably too slow, right? 0.75. We want it to be 1. 1.5. We want it to be 0. Or no, we want it to be -1. This should probably be like 0.5, right? Actually. Yeah. And then we want one more key, and this should be time of 0 or 2 and 0. And then we also want all this. Let's highlight all these guys. We want to right click them, and we want them to be like user, to kind of like add a little bit of, first off, let's flatten these. And this should be like, yeah, right. Oh, this should be like that. Okay. And what this is the camera height will follow this curve basically. So it'll move up and down with everything. Al's apartment is my favorite level, Quentin. Al's Toy Barn, the issue with it is there's so much art. There's probably like 6 or 7 months of art at a minimum for Kyle to do. Gameplay wise isn't that crazy on that level, but there's a ton of art. Like it's such a massive workload. And so I don't know about that. Although it would be a cool level to do. Hello, Aaron. Yeah, we were just talking about how much the level select on this game is like kind of like fun, right? But we don't get that anymore. All right, we also need a reference to the camera. Level camera. Y'all saw a buzz drop earlier. I'm sure that just so you know. I think it's just a camera actor, and we need this to have an eyeball open. So that we're gonna drop this in the level. Doesn't matter where necessarily, and we are going to select the UI camera in the level. And now I did not tell it to bounce up and down. Damn. We're gonna take this current level selected. That's not what we want. We want this. We want to get the, well, we want to get this. We want to get a copy of position 0. So this is Andy's house. This is a cheap way to do this right now. Get Andy's house, and we want to, oh, this is how we do this, by the way. Get level selected. Hit that. There we go. And we just want to move like the Z up and down by this much. That is a little bit of an issue, but we can work with that. It's fine though right now. But basically we have this. We want to get, what is this? Do we break it? We want to break this so we get the camera position. We want to break this vector so we can get the Z. And now we have access to the height of the camera right now. So this is what the base camera position should be. We want to take camera position and we want to multiply that by the bounce of variance. And then we want to take this, we want to add to the Z value this value. So this is telling us how much we should bounce. And we want to add that to the height. Sometimes it's negatives, which actually causes it to go down, and sometimes it's positive, which makes it want to go up. And then at that point, we want to actually set the camera location. Set actor location. We're gonna right click this to split so that we can do everything independently. We want this to go inside of update. This should be the new Z, and then we have X and Y go into here, and this theoretically should make the camera bounce starting from play. Yeah, that is correct. Now we are going to go back to the camera real quick. UI camera. Is there a way to like take control of this like you can with, no? Okay. Okay, -20, -15. Okay, we're gonna like reposition this in our code. So we can take this, we can paste the position again, and then we can copy the rotation and paste that again. And we have like a bouncing camera. That's pretty easy to do, at least. And then we need to actually set up the same thing for like level 2. But I need to make sure that this is actually like how much of the level you actually see, and like it may be like zoomed in like way more. It's just really bad. So yeah, we'll look at that in a second. Well, thank you, Gonza. That's very kind of you to say. Loving the development of this project. It's been like really fun. It's like definitely my most fleshed out side project I've ever done. Like usually like side projects, like they're not meant to be like commercial releases or anything like that. And so usually I do them to like learn something, get like a cool little portfolio piece, and then move on. But yeah, this is definitely like the most fleshed out of a side project I've gotten. So that's cool. The space toy section, I don't know. I'd have to replay the level again to see. I will say like Al's Spaceland is easier than Al's Toy Barn. But yeah. All right. Let's see if I can. Go to level 2. Oh, you know, this camera's like really interesting actually, because what it does is it like shifts around as well. Interesting. Like it will like shift between points. Like let me show you this. I had missed this. I'd forgotten about it until just now, but you see it's here and then it like shifts to a new position. He didn't change the level. The camera just shifts around to different positions and rotations. So yeah, that's fun. I could add that. I'm not going to right now because right now I just want to get a level select in. But the camera position, well, first off, like we need to add a bit of code to make stuff rotate on the gonna be the z-axis. Oh no, they're not center on the pivot. That's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Their like pivot point is over here, and so if I rotate it, it actually like spins it around like quite a bit. That's unfortunate. Anyways, level 2 is like looking like right here, kind of. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're going to update its position slightly and see if we can get it like kind of close. Yeah, we'll do something like that. That's like an easy little position to do. And again, this may get updated to account for like multiple positions later on, like the original had, but that won't be too difficult to add. It'll just be like more of this where I'm just adding in like position and rotation data. There's other ways to do it as well. Like one way is you can actually create spline and make it go to like each point of the spline, which would be like a kind of a cool idea, but I'm just gonna put it in like just raw data like this. Only need 3 levels, right? So it's not like the biggest issue in the world to do right now. And then I want level 3. And this is staring at that yard. This one? Oh yeah, it's staring at this yard right here. Which even the fences are only rendered on one side. Do I need to just make everything render on both sides for the materials? That's probably what I need to do, right? Probably. But we need to be about like right here-ish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here. We're gonna rotate upwards slightly. Is this like crooked? It is. And then we're gonna bring it back. Let's also take it off of that so I can just do that. We need to actually bring it back further and up a little bit more, and we'll do something like that. That works. If you want to see like what this looks like, here is the original. There's some not cool stuff. I think all this is like just this like black lines are like shenanigans. But you see it has like all these like very faded lines in the back. Like a bunch of stuff is gray, which makes it look really cool. Like I don't know if we're ever gonna actually remake this like level select like with art, but like Kyle is really interested in doing it. It'd be kind of cool to create something with that aesthetic, right? So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll give you a little heart. I haven't given you a heart for that. But we have this, so now we want to track in this position. And then this rotation. We can do that. And now we need keys for when we're actually switching. So we could hard code this temporarily. But I'm not gonna. Here's what we're gonna do. first off, I think we need a new controller. Do I have a menu? Oh, we do have a menu controller. I also need I'll go to a level select controller. Okay, so we have this level select controller, and now we can add like some inputs on here to be able to move the UI around. So we can either hard code it directly on here, which we'll do right now just to make it easy to make sure that it's all good. So A key. Here it is. We'll go A key. And this is not how you do input usually. I'm just doing it the quick way that's not technically right. And the D key. And this will move us like left and right between everything. So what we're going to do is... when we press D, first off, we need to get a, we need to get actor of class so we can reference this. And we're going to find the level select manager. And we're going to convert this to a variable that we keep track of. And that way we can reference this forever. We can't reference it directly like in the level, but you know. Scenes like from the movie, Al's Toy Barn, there's like a good like 20 minutes in the level, I feel like. At the airport, very little. They're like on all the conveyor belts, and then they are on the plane. And I think that's it. There's like there's a small little scene where like it actually shows like the bagging area, where like the prospector like goes home with like a little girl or something, like in her bag or whatever. Anyways, yeah, no problem implied. It's kind of nice because it allows me to like get footage of this stuff if I want to, you know, use it for a video. It allows me to like get closer with like the community. It does slow me down a little bit on development, which is fine. But it also does let me also set aside a time where like I have to work on the project from this time. There's like a whole bunch of positives and like very minimal negatives for it. We may cut the stream a little earlier tonight because we do have storms coming, and so if I lose internet, then I'm not rebooting like we did last time. We lost internet last time we did it, and we probably won't get the opportunity to do that this time. We don't want that open. Okay, so now we want to create actually we want to add a custom event. We want to name this change level selected, and we want to have an input here if we want it to go up or down. So we're going to add an integer what should we call this? It should almost be like just a boolean, actually. There, and if it's false, then we actually go negative. And this should be really simple. But The branch should be really simple. Basically, we want to grab this. We want to set the current level selected. And we also want to get the current level selected. We want to increment the integer, which adds 1. And you want to drag that to reset it on itself. So this is like really easy, right? There's also one for subtracting 1 from oneself, and that is called decrement. I don't know actually how this one's pronounced, but that is the same thing though. Set current level selected. That's all well and good. And now, since we did that, something kind of cool we can do is we can merge them back on the same path. So I can then create a timeline. Do I want to do a timeline? I may just do it inside a tick. Movement tick, or time between level change. Yeah, we'll do that. And it does not need to be a camera actor. It needs to be a float. And we're going to make it like 0.5 seconds, which is all well and good. We want to set this to 0. Oh, wait, no, we don't want to set that. No, that is static. And we want to make another float variable for current time between level change. This is what we're going to actually update to keep track of our current time and compare that to the max time change between level. You meant the game. I mean, yeah, because my family's out of town, and everyone except me and my youngest boy are out of town. I'm staying here to watch him while they go out of state or whatever. The rest of the family does, and so I'll be here with him, but I can't stream because I need to be alert in case he like cries or whatever, which is all like well and good, but yeah. All right, so we have current, and we want to set this back to 0. On tick, we want to create a branch. And we also want the last level selected, right? We're gonna have a bunch of like variables to keep track of here, which is fine. Actually, we don't really want last level selected. We want last start position. This is what we want. And this should be a vector. So this is where we're lerping from. Lerping being like it transfers you here to here. Oh, did you lose part of the stream a little bit? Yeah, everything's healthy right now. We don't have the stream we don't have the storm for a little bit. There's an update from our news channel, but I'm not gonna look at what time it hits. I'm just gonna let it be a surprise. To be fair, I can't really hear storms down here because I am in the basement. There's like this whole wall is technically above ground, but I'm in the basement still. So I have like a whole wall of windows here where I can see, but it's still like really quiet if there are like, as it does like storm usually. Okay, so we want latest position to be, or no, we don't want to get that. We want to set it to whatever the current position is. And this current position should be, can we just stop this? Stop timeline. Okay, that's phenomenal. That'll work. That way and then we can restart it when we get to a new position or whatever. But yeah, stop timeline. The latest position should be this camera's current position. So here, and then get actor cut out for 45 seconds. Yo, my internet has been very unreliable the last like 2 weeks randomly. I don't know why, because I have good internet here. I've never had issues, and all of a sudden like the last like 2 weeks, a lot of times like 1 or 2 in the morning, the internet just goes out completely. I have no idea why. I haven't called my internet company about it yet, but I need to. So we track now the latest start position. This should... There we go. So we now have our last start position. Yeah, I guess we can just do a integer comparison. So if current time between level change is less than, that's greater than less than the time between level change, then we know here time between level change should be actually set that to whatever time between level changes. It's kind of a messy way to do this. That's fine. We'll drag that there, drag it there. I did tell it which time. Yeah, timeline bounce camera. Okay, I did tell it which one to stop. That's all good. But a tick is basically something that runs every single frame. So usually you don't want much stuff going on in here, right? But there's like some. It's a threat from Disney. I hope not. Okay, so this means that we are in the middle of moving locations. We have our latest start position now, so we want to actually transition to that new location. So we want to get the current level selected. We want to get the level camera data. We want to get a copy. That's every frame. Ugh. There may be a better way to do that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. We want to break this, kind of like we did earlier, and now we have our goal position. Now we want to lerp. Positions. Probably can't do it like that. We need... I need to separate everything out because this needs a bit of room. Let's create a little bit more room everywhere. We can delete that. We want the camera. We're going to get actor location again. Now that we have this, we want to lerp this. And the start position is going to be the latest start position, get. And the end position is going to be whatever our next camera position destination is. And the alpha is going to be the delta seconds. No, not right. The delta is going to be the current time between level change. And then we can, instead of get actor location, we need to set actor location. So this is where we're finally taking this little bit of math. Let's clean this up a little bit. This is like kind of messy, but it's okay. All right, and now we have our new destination to go to. We do need to set this up on here. It's called change level selected. I need a reference to manager. Change level selected, go up and count. A would be to the left or down, so that's going to be left unmarked. We're going to copy paste, bring it over here. We're going to mark that check because we do want to go up and count at that point. And now when we press A and W on this level in a moment, we should be able to go between those camera positions theoretically. That's not going to fully work yet because we actually still have more work to do on this level. So we need world settings. Yes. Game mode. I need to create a game mode specifically for level select. So Here's game modes. What a game mode is it basically like keeps track of what character the person should use, which controller the person should use. It keeps track of all these different like little bits of data. So we're going to create a game mode. I don't know. Kind of just like do this and then look. Game mode base. That works. Okay. Game mode underscore. We're changing it from BP because it's not really a blueprint. Game mode underscore level select. All right, and here we go. So you can see over here to the left, kind of. It has like player controller, player state, the HUD, that everything is stored under. BP underscore first person HUD. Is that what needs to be changed for this? Well, that's for the, okay, no, that's not it. There's like an actual like HUD system I need to look at. Anyways, the default pawn, we don't want any pawn. Spectator pawn, that's fine. Spectator pawn is like for replays and stuff, so that's not going to be used. Game session, that's all good. Player controller, we want it to be the level select controller. We're just going to save that. That should be everything we need to do there. It's actually a pretty easy thing to add. And then over here on the game mode override, we want it to specifically be the level select game mode. And now buzz should no longer spawn, and we should be able to push A and D to change which thing we're looking at. Let me just do like another like quick count to make sure everything is good. All that's good. Once we are at, ow. Current time between level change. This needs to be multiplied by 2. Also, we need to update. We need to set this. So we need to copy this, and then we need to set current time between level change to actually add. And the reason we need to do this is because we need to make sure this like goes up in count so that we can actually keep track of that data, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add tick interval. That's probably what we want, right? I think it is. Okay, get actor tick interval. So this tells us how many frames it is, how long it's been since the last frame. We can add that together to make sure that no matter what the tick rate is, yeah, no matter what the frame rate is on machine, it runs the same. That's how we're doing it. We're doing well tonight, Aaron. How are you? It's a very good day. And then this, right now we run like half a second, so we're gonna cheat this. This is not going to stay because it'll actually break it later on, but it's good enough for now. But basically, we want this to go. The max this can go up to is 0.5, right? And so we want to multiply by 2, so we go to 100 or 1, which is 100%, and that's how we get to the right location. Yeah. Now we need to take this, and if this is greater than or equal to 1, then after we set everything, let's move all this slightly. You can technically like do it like this too. People do it like that as well. Branch. Then we want to start this timeline again. I don't want to set that. I want to get it. We want to get this timeline and we want to play from start. And that should make the bounce continue, theoretically. So we get the current level selected. The bounce variance, I think all that is correct. Yeah. Okay. Let's just see if this works. Well, that rotation's wrong, first of all. Well, that does not work yet. First off, let's go to here. They all have different positions. Okay, so first things first. We need to make sure that nothing... I didn't have an error. And so... this may be the issue. Last start position, that's all good. The new position is our destination of where we currently want to go. Yeah, okay, so first thing we're going to check is that this controller is actually like getting input. So print string, we're going to call this A. Bring this over here, and then we're going to call this D. And basically this is going to do is it's going to pop up a little text on screen on the top left to tell us if it's even getting the input. Okay. I may have broken it. Basically, if we also need to do one more check. So all this is like good, and we need to clamp this. Clamp the integer. And we're going to go 0 through 2. And 0 through 2. So this goes to value, and then the output comes here. So what this does is it prevents us from basically going to a number that doesn't actually have a real level selected. In fact, we can even get level camera data, length, -1, or minus, we can subtract by 1, and then we can fill in the max automatically as we add to that for loop. So basically we're getting how many of these camera locations we have, and then it will not let us go higher than that, or less than 0. So if I hit A, where's my mouse? Well, it doesn't work anymore, which is super interesting. Was I even pushing the right keys? I may not have been pushing the right keys. We'll try that again in a second. Doing well. Glad to see Aaron. Early midnight. It's 11 o'clock here. 11:17. 11 to work. Thank you. Was I pushing the right keys? I was not. Okay. That's hilarious. Okay, so we're not moving, but we are going to change the levels. So if the D here, we set everything, we get the last start position. We start, well, no, because we set this to tick, and this should go, because this is less than this, right? Yeah, time between level changes, like what is that variable? 0.5, yeah, okay. So with that, we're going to add a print string here. And we're going to pass in this number just to see if it's updating or not. But we are not changing our position, interestingly enough. Okay, so we are running here, but we're actually not updating this. I guess get tick, actor tick interval does not work. That's fine. I bet it's called something else. So that's what the whole issue is. Is it called delta time? Yes, get delta or get world delta seconds. Okay, this is what it is. So we compile and save. And well, the rotation doesn't change. That's actually expected, to be honest. Philly? Oh, you're over there by like Angry Video Game Nerd. That's where he lives. In I think like outside of Philadelphia, but like in the Philadelphia area. Yeah, so the reason the rotation's weird is because we're actually not updating rotation to what we want. So, on here, first off, we want to set the position and rotation. That's all well and good. If y'all want to talk movies while I'm doing this, I did watch Grease for the first time ever. And it's my dad's favorite movie. And it's my wife's favorite movie. And I will say that I didn't get it. I am a big musical lover, actually. I'm a big fan of musicals. And this did not capture my imagination. Wasn't a big fan. I just found it really boring for the most part. The characters aren't the most likable. But I mean, it's kind of like there are interesting things to it, like Danny like wanting to be a bad boy and like impress his friends, and so he doesn't want to treat Sandy too nice, even though he like clearly likes her and stuff. Like that's an interesting idea, but I think the movie's pretty boring. The race scene is cool. The best scene in the movie is the end when like Sandy shows up as like a bad girl at that point, and then like the dance scene like through the carnival or whatever, and there's like through the spinning machine and stuff. Like all that's kind of cool, but the rest of the movie is like not that great in my opinion, which is quite unfortunate. We're gonna take this. We're gonna scoot it over more because we need to lerp rotation again. Let's see. I actually don't even agree that it has like incredible songs. Like I think like 3 of the songs are really good, and the rest I did not care for. Yeah, I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I was like expecting a lot, and it didn't live up to those expectations. I've never seen it, but as a kid, I saw the race scene and I saw like the ending scene at the carnival, but yeah, nothing else. We need another variable here for last start rotation. We can do a vector 3 technically, but can you lerp a rotator? Surely you can, right? We're gonna, let's see. We're gonna set this. Scoot this over because this needs to be in there. Get actor rotation. So now we keep track of the last rotation, the last start rotation. So we need to lerp between that. So we're going to grab this lerp variable. Yes, okay, you can do a lerp for rotator. That's good. We need to bring this over. And then we need, oh wait, that needs to be B. That's the start rotator. And then the alpha is this right here again. Did that go up one? Kind of. Shortest path. Probably not, right? Because it may like flip upside down or like some craziness like that. I'm gonna say no. And then this should be, we're gonna grab the level actor camera like over here. We're gonna set rotation. I need to pull it over even more. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we can drag this here. This is definitely a bit more programming than I normally do in these, but it's not like difficult math. It's just, you know, just a bit of little like simple math. This should set all the rotations correctly now. Okay, so there's that. If we click on the level and we focus, we can do arrow. It did not start the timeline again, unfortunately. I'll have to look at, oh, I know why, right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see a better way of doing that. And then D, and then we have that one. Okay, so we need to get the camera bouncing working again, and then we're gonna start doing some UI. I actually don't. Let's see. If I had to say my favorite musical, a lot of people are going to disagree. It's going to be like Moulin Rouge and La La Land. Like, I really like those, and those are like really modern, which makes me sound like you know, a little cringe for saying those, because I mean they're good movies, but there's like a lot of like older musicals that are like awesome as well, and I like a bunch of them. But those are my two favorite, I think. Like, I've already watched La La Land every year. Let's see. Yeah, Grease Lightning. That's fun. It's a filthy movie too. There's a lot of dirty stuff in it. Like even like the songs are like really dirty. Okay, play from start. But the thing is, I need like it's. What is this? Oh, it's like, okay, that's not important. Get playback position. That's not really what I want. I want like, I want it to be like this, where I can get access to like update on it. I guess I can. No. I guess it can go in its own function. That's what I'll do. Okay, so we're going to grab this. These are too close together anyways. But we're going to add one more function here. Add custom event, and we're going to start camera bobbing. That's what we'll call it, camera bobbing. All of this is going to go inside there. And this was TL underscore, what was it called? Camera bobbing, sure. We'll just call it that, it's fine. I need to create some that will work. We'll put that there. That will work. And then we want to do start camera bobbing here. So it's on start. And we also want to do it when we're here. That's all good. And we don't want to, it's called bounce camera. That's what I called it. We want to stop it right there. This should theoretically work. Level camera is, what was level camera? I guess not selecting anything at all. Okay, that's fine. And I think with that, it should theoretically work. Let's see. Well, it didn't work again. Unfortunate. Do I have to hit play? No, because I have play from start, so it should work regardless. Oh, you know what? I bet it did work this whole time. And bounce variance, yeah, okay. I didn't ever update that. We'll do 20 again on those as well. That's fine. This is a better way of implementing it anyways. So now it's bouncing, bouncing, and bouncing. Look at that. It works. Miss Saigon. I've actually never heard of that. Miss Saigon? I don't know what that is. But yeah, I do like Moulin Rouge. And Doug Walker, Nostalgia Critic, did a video on it years ago. And like the takeaway was like sometimes people just like imperfect films, and that's how that one is for me. And so yeah, it's kind of an imperfect movie, like for sure, but there's a lot to I like about it. Now we need some UI. Do I have my reference here? First off, I want this like outline. That'd be really cool to have. I don't know if I have that. Like I don't think I do. I could probably see if there's if I have like the file somewhere. Oh, you know what? I actually don't have the game ripped on this computer. I built this computer like 2 months ago and I don't have it ripped on here. So I can't look at the OG files. Oh, that's unfortunate. I could also take it in the Photoshop and just cut out the middle and make it like that. But let's see. I'm almost certain I won't be able to get this right now because I don't have the OG game right. I'm looking through all my folders real quick. TS2 art. There's logo, original music, original sound effects, original Toy Story art. There's no this is all of it though, right? Let's see. That's not. What's in generic? Battery, hint box, character. Yeah, okay. I don't have the UI element for the border. That's unfortunate. Oh man, that's all right. Let me go ahead and still pull up my. This is a reference. And also I move it so I can see chat. Let's go to my widgets folder though. So UI, level select. We're gonna go to this folder here. Why'd this light turn off? Oh, it's unplugged. It was unplugged, and so it was running off the battery. I thought for a second we lost power just because it's so bright, and so you know my computer's still on. Anyways, we're going to create a user interface for a widget blueprint. Yep. User widget, which is your standard like UI system. Widget underscore level select. This should not be anything like too crazy at all. We are going to create a placeholder border just to have on here. This would actually be like really easy to make in Photoshop. Like we may just do it. Hold on. New file, and probably make it just 16 by 9, right? Probably. Yeah, we'll do that. Is there a 16 by 9 option that I already have in my... There's 2560 by 1440. Let's not do that. Okay, so we have this here. This is like, we're going to create like a simplified version of this. Let me pull up this as a reference. And basically, first off, we want to get rid of the background, right? Oh, we can't yet. We have to place an asset first. We're going to go here. We're going to create a rectangle shape. And we'll put it like something like this. The fill is going to be empty, and the stroke is going to be, let's actually just pull our reference directly into Photoshop. Oh no, I don't want to create, I want to just click here. Try this again because I messed up on taking a screenshot. Okay, now if we come over here and we do that, we have our reference here. It's mostly for color, which is fine. And this is going to be a simplified version, so it's not going to have like actual like lighting or whatever, because you can see this is like dark on top and like lighter down here. Although I could probably do that, but I'm not going to right now. We are going to... What if I just like... Nah, I'm just going to recreate it. Okay, rectangle. We're going to bring it here. And here, that's fine. But we want the stroke color to be... this. Good deal. We want it to be curved, and we want it to be like, I don't know, like 50 or something crazy. Like, oh, we want it to be much higher than that. Okay, like 250. Good deal. Okay, and we actually also want to scale this up. And additionally, Sorry. We want to... Yeah, that's probably closer to what we want. Bring it over here. Bring this over here. We're totally just like winging this, by the way. Now, what we can actually do is we can like take this, and then we can also lower the opacity to be like 30 or something. And this would let us set this height like better, so we can get it like more like the original if we want to. This isn't like required to be like super close, but we're gonna try. Okay, so that's good. We also though want to double click this, and we want to add an a stroke on the inside as well. Probably. Let's just set to that color right now. Bring this opacity. I don't know what that does. Bring this opacity up to 100 again. And put it there so we can reference it. Click on this, double click on stroke, select the color, and we want to grab that. Oh, I am in full cam. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, so basically we're making like a simplified, ugly version of this just for right now, so I can have it in the scene. But we're going to double click on the stroke effect. And blend mode, can you dissolve? That's probably not what we want, right? We'll just do that, it's fine. Oh, you know what it is, actually? Let's go for shadow. Can we go for drop shadow? Whoops. A drop shadow, and we want it to be, oh, actually, let's just hide this now so I can, and we want to get rid of the background. Okay. Now we want to get the length of the drop shadow to be shortened a little bit. Yeah, okay. So let's just set that to 90. That's straight up and down. That's all good. These are not like even. Okay. And you can tell I'm not like a Photoshop guy. But with that, we're gonna call that good enough until like an actual like 2D asset is made. So I'm gonna just pull this over here, and I'm gonna create a PNG out of it. Oh, I can use the align, can't I? Duh. Here, before we actually export. There, I did it. Export as a PNG again. Transparent. That's all good. Okay. 1920 by 1080. That's good. We'll go into here. Zach's Games. TS2 Art. Updated UI. And we'll go level select. And y'all can't see what I'm doing, but basically I'm just saving this out. What is this called? This is called a Etch-a-Sketch. Etch-Sketch placeholder. That's going to be the name of it. And then we can go over here and we can get another folder made for UI icons. And I can add, it's probably just easier if I drag it in, right? Definitely. Good deal. We'll say that's what we're looking for. Widgets here. And first, we need a canvas panel. So this keeps everything together. And then we're going to have an image. And this image, we're actually just going to anchor like all the way around. It'll look weird on different size monitors for now, but that's not a problem at this moment. And it was called, what did we call this? It was called okay, on the level code now, which I don't have pulled up anymore. I can also do it on the, actually on the, just directly on the controller. Create widget. And what this widget is going to be is the level select. Level selector, those are like a menu system that I download that's like just okay. Owning player is the actual controller, so I'm going to get reference to self because we are on the controller code right now. And then we need to add to viewport. Is there something else you're supposed to do for UI besides just directly add to viewport? I feel like there's one more bit of code you need, right? Or am I wrong? Controllers, let's look at like buzz. Oh wait, player controller? Oh, just assigning it. Yeah, I do need to know the reference, so that's fine. Level controller, we also want to promote this to a variable and call it the level select UI. Okay, so that's all well and good. So now when I hit play, it's up. It looks a bit odd right now because it wasn't 16:9, and also this is like a little ugly, but it's fine. So that's good. Now we need some text to show like each level name that we're actually on. This will be easy. So what we'll do is on the widget select UI, we now need text. And we're going to put it like right here at like the top center. Position X is 0, and we'll say 128. That's fine. Size to content, that's what we want. But we'll say X size is like 150 or whatever. That's fine. Size is 60. Alignment, we want this to be 0.5 because we'll be halfway, and we want this to be 0. Okay, let's pull up our reference image again. So we just have the title name here, which is fine. Do I have the Toy Story font in this game? I should. Yeah, I do. What am I talking about? Okay, and then we want the outline color to be like a dark-ish kind of blue. It's kind of purplish, but it's fine. Good enough for now. And the actual color to be like straight yellow. The font or the outline size should also, be like 8. We're gonna make the size of the actual text like 48. Yeah, that looks good. We're gonna create a graph and we're gonna create a custom event for this UI element. And we're going to say change level details, because there's gonna be a lot on here. But first, we're just going to take this and we're going to pass in on the input. What is it called? Struct level. It's called level camera data. That's not what we want. Level select. Okay, well, that should pull it up. Level select data. So what this means is now we can come off of here. We can break this, and now we have the level name. So we can go back to designer. This can be called a variable. So text block underscore level name. And now we can actually tweak this just by grabbing the text block here. We can set text and with that, the name should now change on this side, but we need to real quick go to level select manager, level change selected. We want to update it here. So we want to get player controller. We probably want to reference the player controller. We don't have to cast to it constantly, right? So actually we're going to do this inside of start. Just so we can go ahead and just get a reference to it. Get player controller, cast to BP underscore. We want to level select controller, and we want to promote this to a variable where we call it level select controller. We can go here. If it succeeds, it sets it. Bring this down. Just clean up the code a little bit. And now we have a reference to this, so we don't have to cast again. Get level select controller, and from here we want to get level select UI, and then we want to change level details, and we're almost ready for the name to start updating itself. Good morning, Mr. Speedy. Yes, I remember you, of course. You helped on the project. 6:48 for you. Yeah, it's 11:52 here. So almost midnight. But the level select details, what we want is we want to get this. We want to get a copy. So this gives us a specific number, and we want to, the number should be current level selected. And now this should be enough for the name to set automatically, although we're going to create a collapse this to a function, and we're going to update level select UI. It's not self 2. That is level select controller is what that should be called. But we can copy this. We can go up to start and we can paste it here on set. All right, and now the name should appear. It didn't work. Okay. It didn't work on start. Is there a reason why? What if I delay it a frame? Does it work then? Because then that would be execution order issues then at that point. So let's just try that. Delay until next tick. So this waits one single frame before it runs this code. So we'll see if that's actually the issue. Yeah, okay, so it's an execution order issue situation. Which is not like the most disastrous thing. It's interesting that you can see through the word house, like on the O. Whatever. Hello? There we go. That looks good. There we go. Look at us. So we got that. We have our total. I said that weird. Our total count here. When you beat a level, it should also show the number of tokens you have unlocked in that level. I don't have that functionality. Like, I actually don't track that. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely the text outline settings. One other option is to just make the text like individual sprites, but I don't want to do that because then you lose like a bunch of like ease of setting it in engine yourself. Okay. Yeah, because I actually don't have saving set up in this game yet, which I need to add. It's like super easy. Like saving can be time consuming, but it's not that hard. It's just really time consuming and not very interesting to watch. But anyways, I need to get some. I need these arrows. That's like really easy to add. I can make a sprite for the arrows. Do they bob? Or they just flash? It just flashes, right? Yeah, okay. That spins around in a circle. I could just make that a child of the... I could either make that an animated sprite, or I could just spin it like an actual like 3D one around the scene. I will probably do it in all caps because that's like what the Toy Story is. And it's easy to change. So like if I go here and then if I go to the UI element and we have that, I can actually set it to always be capital somehow. There. And let's see what this looks like. Okay. And then we can go here. We can add a static mesh. that's a child of that. I'm going to go to art, updated art, collectibles, pizza token. There were a pizza token here. We can drag it. Oh, you can't attach it to the actor. Okay. That's totally fine. Unless I just make like a UI element that has a camera and this token attached to it. I could do it like that, like make them both a child of the same thing, and then move that around instead of the camera. Okay, well, we're not going to do that yet. Do I have a sprite of just the token? I probably don't, right? No. I need to capture one. In Rust, I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Rust. That's a programming language, I believe, but yeah, I don't know Rust. Okay, so what we're going to do then, in that case, I really want to get pizza tokens up. Man, we're just going to... Okay. We're going back to our good old boy Photoshop. Although I'm going to put it in a scene and then take a screenshot there, I think. Okay, we can get rid of world settings there. We don't need that. And the scale, I don't know what it's supposed to be, 20. Okay, make that like way higher. 50. Good deal. I want this on like a good background for like removing with Photoshop like automatically, so I don't have to like trace it myself. What's a good background to use? Should I just like make one? I guess I could just make one, huh? I could do it on the blue. We'll do that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to choose this, and we're going to just get a straight shot of it. And this is going to be a temporary, like, sprite. But we're going to go back to... what size do we want? 256, 512, 1024 by 1024 probably. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so we have that. We want to remove the background. Let's see if this does it automatically. That'd be super cool if it does. Go away, fly. Background eraser tool. Magic eraser tool. Okay, I should have seen that coming. That's fine. This can be kind of ugly. Because we are just kind of going to do this quickly. And it's going to be replaced by like the actual 3D model, I think, soon. Or a sprite sheet of the 3D model spinning around. Oh, I hear thunder. We may be getting that storm soon. Oh no. Alright, let's make this like really big so that we can... No, not that big. Get like whole swoops of it. Okay, that should be all of that. And now we can just do like a really quick pass here. We'll just make it really fast. And there are like much faster ways of doing this in Photoshop, but I'm not a Photoshop expert, and so I'm just doing this like this, and it can be a little ugly in Engine. That's fine. There we go. I kind of messed up a little bit right here, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. We want it to be crooked, but do we want it lasso tool? Yeah, I do. Like in Premiere, like I lasso stuff all the time. But did not do it this time. Let's see. Is it like flat on here? I did not mean to go that far. That's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, so it is just like straight flat. Man, that may be... I don't want to redo all this code. It's fine. Magic wand first? Yeah, that's true. We actually want this to be flat right now. You can definitely tell that I excel at like things like programming over Photoshop though. That's like pretty clear. All right, we can export this. PNG, that's all good. Export. Cool. Oop. Bring that over. We can take this, we can delete it. And now let's go back to level select so that we can just add this temporary UI here. That's not levels. Okay. We can delete that, go to the widget, and we can add our UI element here that I just made. So let's go back to level select, UI icons, Pizza Planet. I saw lightning as well just now at the corner of my eye. We want another image. And this will be in the bottom left hand corner. 128 by 128, and the image is going to be pizza token. No, not those. You can have like actual materials inside of. Okay, that's cool. Not what I want though. Let's see. Alignment on the Y should be 1, and then we want the position to be like here, or be like 100 and 100. Negative 100. I forgot to remove the background on this. Hold on, let's pull up Photoshop again. Whoop. It definitely looks uglier, but that's fine. Oh, we're getting hail. Export. PNG. Now there is some really cool stuff with Unreal Engine. So basically, we have this here. We can just right click and we can re-import, and it brings it in without the background automatically, which is super cool. 256 by 256. That looks good. We're actually gonna bring down the Y a little bit so it's like more even. Okay, and then image size, it should be on 1024 by 1024, so that it's as high quality as it can be. Good deal. And now we also want a number besides this. Am I missing chat? I've like been like focused on this. I'm sorry. You are dropping like all these Photoshop hints in chat. That's amazing. Magnetic lasso. Regular lasso, you gotta have super steady hand. Usually when I key something out or like do some keyframing stuff in Premiere, there's like ways to do that like automatically with tracking, but I kind of just feather it, which is more acceptable in a video than in something like this. But yeah. How are you? Help me with Photoshop. We have our guy who like does like UI for us, but I need to get some requirements from him. I'm gonna be spending a bit of time the next like week just doing like a bunch of UI stuff, I think. So I need to catch up because he has a bunch of stuff I've not implemented, like a new like damage or a new like health bar and everything like that. Now it'll be closer to the original than new, but there will be like new elements or like slightly cleaned up. So yeah. Are you able to use object for the Etch-a-Sketch mask instead of an image? So the Etch-a-Sketch, it'll actually probably be a 3D model, and then that's just overlaid on top, like over the camera. That's probably the actual way it'll be done. That'd probably be what I would suggest with Kyle, but he's not doing this level select right now, but he wants to because there's a lot of cool stuff in it. Like making like the grayed out and then like the colorful levels would be kind of cool. But I don't know why like the grayed out levels exist, because you can't go to areas that are locked. I don't know. We're gonna get a text element here, and this is text block, and this is gonna be called text block total pizza tokens. That's a variable, and this is going to be anchored kind of like in the same way. This will be 1, and then position is -100, -150, -200, -180. That works. And then that's size. Position should be like 200, right? 300, 400. Okay, 380. There we go. And then the position we can like update slightly like this. Okay. -185. We want this to size to content, and the font should be the same as this. So we're actually going to just copy appearance, and we're going to paste the appearance, but we are going to downsize the font size a little bit, I think. Maybe not, because it's just numbers. This should be fine, actually. But we do need to... Did not want to do that. Oh, no. That's fine. That, and it should be like We'll say 13. We want the space between everything to be a little bit less because they're a little bit far apart too. Okay, so that's where you do that. Negative 50. Okay, so it's like pretty significant. Negative 128. That's probably better. Yeah. Mateo, that would be incredible. Yeah, you can either, yeah, that would be awesome. If you're in the Discord, you can share it, like in the Toy Store Discord, you can share it there. You can email it directly to me if you don't want it public for whatever reason. My email's in my channel description. Or yeah, you can like post on like a Google Drive link or a YouTube link or whatever, but that would be awesome. Cause it'll help me like refine this. Cause I'm not gonna finish this completely today, but it'll help me, refine it like when I'm not on stream or whatever. Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right. Oh, is that what it is? It like transitions from like gray to colorful. That's weird. Interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense as far as like being able to see like everywhere you've been, like the final area to Andy's house. That would be cool. Yeah, no, yeah, we've been talking about this, how modern games do not have this kind of appeal for their level selects or their menus at all. That's why is that white? Why did it turn white? Okay. This should be fully yellow. I don't know why it did that. It wasn't white at first. Anyways, that's good. That'll be a 3D model that's spinning. This border will be a 3D model. There should be pizza tokens up here that are either grayed out or visible depending on if you have unlocked that pizza token or not, and should show how many you have of it. That's all well and good. I can use the D key right now to switch, but we're going to add actual inputs here in a moment. Andy's neighborhood. Make sure I have no spelling mistakes. Andy's house. Andy's neighborhood. Bombs away. Good deal. We do want to add inputs. So do I even have like an input folder? Probably not, right? Where's my input stuff at? Is it like in the like original folder, like the starter content folder probably? Yeah, it's here, right? Oh, no, it's not there. That's interesting. Okay, it is in controllers. Oh, okay, it's in actual inputs. Okay, controllers, input. We're gonna make a new folder called level select. We're going to do move, I guess. That's fine. Add an input action here, and this is going to be AI or IA underscore level select underscore change selection. Kind of a long name for an input, but that's fine. And then we also want a new IMC, which is like an input selection system. Yeah. Well, first we're going to click on this. This should not be 2D. It should be a Boolean. So it should just be like when it activates, it triggers, right? That should be right. And then besides that, let's see, input mapping context. IMC underscore level select mappings, and we're going to do change selection, and this is going to have a lot of different inputs. So first off, oh, you know what I need? First off, this does not need to be a Boolean. It needs to be, well, I was hoping for, that's fine. Like an integer, but a float works fine, I guess. So, first off, D A, oh, that's not what I want. A, we want another input here in a second. Let me see. You can't post links. You just sent the ID. Let me grab this real quick. Gotcha. Okay, I had to look at how to actually do the do the ID real quick. Good deal. Okay, I got it pulled up. Thank you so much. That's very nice. I'm gonna check that out here shortly. Let's see. Yeah, lack of mitigation or like risk mitigation is like a big thing now, where like everyone's kind of afraid to do something a little bit odd or different. Yeah, like it's that, and then also like in the desire to be more user experience friendly for like all players, it kind of does that. There's like a bunch of different reasons, to be fair. Like it's not just not wanting to take a risk and like reusing systems from like previous games and stuff. Like there's like a lot more to it, but that is like a big reason, is they just want something like plain Jane that everyone understands without issue. They don't want anything like really unique. Yeah. I think a big part of it too is they have these like menu systems built in that they share between all their games. So like saving money because of that. Hello, Aiden and Lucifer. How are y'all? All right, we're going to continue to add. Oh wait, no, I don't want that. I want more input mappings. So we will add the arrows, and then I don't have my controller. Was it faster to just grab my controller and? Am I gonna break my stream plugging in my controller? Surely not, right? Okay, that's in, so we can do trigger, left and right. Okay, that's easy. But we do need to add multipliers to this. So on A should be a multiplier for inverts input per axis. That's probably what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a scalar of what, like -1 on everything, probably. I'm gonna guess that's how you do it. We'll check shortly, but I think that will mean that if all these like are just single inputs, so it's like 0 or 1 depending on if you're pressing it, and if you're pressing like ones that you need to go right on, which increases the number, for the left, you do -1, meaning that you just multiply it by -1 all the way across, and that should theoretically work, right? That's my theory. Paste and paste. Okay, we're also going to add another couple inputs here. So duplicate and level select. Select stage. That's a Boolean input, because that's just a either true or false. And then we want to duplicate this, and we want to exit level select, which is also a Boolean check. So that should be all that needs even. You can technically reuse these. I just like having them listed differently in case I change something about them in the future and I don't have like a bunch of issues like with that. Well, thank you so much, Philip. Yeah, thank you. It's like very kind of you to say about the project. Sheep Raiders. I had someone comment that for me once. Maybe it was you or someone else, but I'd never heard of Sheep Raiders before that comment. And I looked it up. I don't remember anything about it at this point, but that's awesome. Yeah, like do it. Making these kind of remakes is like a really good way for learning an engine or development or anything like that. For this, we want select stage, and this should be enter. No, stop. Or the A button. I can also do like start, to be fair. So we'll do that, and we'll do start as well. I wish this would stay minimized. It's like really annoying. And then this is the exit level select. We'll do escape. And then this should be B, I guess. And then we'll also just throw on back button as well for the controller. So these should be the inputs that we need. And now we need to make this the input context on the player controller for this. That's a BP player controller. We need here. Set level variables. What is this? Oh, okay. It looks like it's probably on buzz, which is not the way it should be done, but that's okay. I was like new when I did that. It's like Looney Tunes. Oh, okay. Let me look it up. Sheep Raiders. Oh, okay. Yes, I've never played this game, but I know it is. Okay. There's a Bad Guys 2 coming out. I didn't know that. It's coming out this year. I just got it on YouTube. Okay. Let's minimize that. What we were looking for was event graph, and we're going up to start, where we add the mapping context. So if the input player subsystem is correct, then we add the mapping context. So we're just gonna yoink this code here. What was that attached to? Oh, the player controller. Okay, so yeah, I don't need that. That's just a reference to self. So, whoop. So we can grab this, we can get reference to self, and we don't want this input, we want the level select input. And now, on this player controller, instead of having these inputs, I can have, let's see, change selection. So this is the actual input. Input value is greater than or equal. Let's actually just do like greater than. Greater than, in case something's crazy, we'll do like 0.75 or something. Branch, and if it's true, that means we're going to the right, so we go up on level. So we copy this, we paste it here, and there we go. But if otherwise, we'll do less than or equal to, this will come over here, negative 0.75. This can be another branch condition or branch node, which is like an if-else statement. So we come from false to the branch, and then if this is true, then we change level selected. Just copy and paste, and this time we're going down in count. And if it's false to that, then it doesn't matter. So theoretically, all this can be deleted, except for this. We actually do need a reference to that. Okay, so all that should theoretically be able to be deleted. We're just going to disconnect these because those inputs should not be allowed to do anything. We also need another IA underscore level select. We want the selected stage, and we want this to actually load that level, which I should make a variable on those stages, but that's fine. And then IA underscore level select for exit level select, and if this is true. Load scene. What is it? Is it level? Open level by object reference. That's fine. And we're going to load the main menu. Oh, I got a bunch of demo maps I need to delete. Okay, so that loads the main menu map. And we can get this here. I need to get the level select manager. And we can get level camera data, which again is a bad name for this. I need to, you know, whatever. And then we need to get a copy of that. We're about to have level selection actually working. Get current level selected. Load that up, compile, save. We now need to go to the level select manager, and something we need to add to this camera data, which is with this struct here, is level. Okay, I don't know what it is. Let's see. With the Wolf and Bugs Bunny, I played it 3 times or so. And each region is called something different. That's crazy, actually. Like calling a game a different, like I did find out like I had a foreign exchange student with us this past year, and he told me that Coco, where he lived, was called Coco's Secret. And I was like, that's interesting. The movie Coco by Pixar or whatever. Hello, Oba. Hello. Thank you for joining. Glad you could join the live stream. That's our one of our channel members there. By the way, if y'all are interested in joining channel memberships, you can do channel memberships or you can do Patreon. And basically you get access to videos early. You get some sneak peeks. I'm about to do like a big dump of, or like some like project dump stuff there here like very soon. I have like a video dropping early of like a let's play, and then a couple other projects that are going to go on there soon. But yeah, I'll be dropping like detailed look at like a bunch of updated art and things like that. So you can find all that in the description. You can either hit join YouTube memberships or the Patreon. No pressure though at all. I don't want to like lock like I'll never lock my best content away like long term behind paywalls or anything. Like it's like 2 days early right now. So but one thing you do get access to if you join those is you do get access to the exclusive Discord channel specifically for level redesign. Anyways, cool. Let's see. Making mini systems is really cool. It's a lot of tedious work, but I do enjoy it. A level loader system as well. I haven't even looked at level loading. That's like so far down the list. Right now, it just will pop you into the level, which is fun enough. I can, but that is a different that's technically a different level name. So when that references level name, it's actually wanting, which I can do it this way too, but I was hoping to just reference it. It's wanting like this, like dash underscore, or sorry, 2 underscore Andy's neighborhood or Andy's house level select, which Andy's house, we're going to change the naming of that to, you know, like 2 underscore, level 3 underscore, level 4 underscore, that kind of deal. Oh, but thank you so much. You sent a membership. That's so kind. And Cougar Town received it. Whoa! Cougar Town. And also Michael, is it Ewan? Like, or Ewan? I say Ewan because I think that's how Ewan McGregor pronounces it. But thank you for joining. And again, thank you, Oba, for gifting membership. That's so kind of y'all. Yeah, exactly, glitch. That's what it is. Which I can make it. I can just make another string and make it this. I would like to just make it just like where I can like reference the level directly. Is it level instance? It's not level sequence. That's for level sequences are for like cutscenes. It might be level instance. Let's see. BP level select. What is this technically called? A level world. Oh wait, a level. A world soft object reference. Okay. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, there's another way I can check this. If I just like right click and I promote to variable, yeah, it's called a world. Okay. But it's like not very clear which of these it is. Oh, soft world reference. Okay. I bet that's what it is, right? Here, we can delete that. Yes, we want to delete that. Okay, we got it, boys. Soft world reference. In this, it doesn't look the same. Like it's not. It's a different color. I bet that's not it. Well, let's just see. Level to load. We have that saved. So now if we go to selection manager under these. Oh. Level to load. Okay. And here they are. Okay, cool. So that one should be Andy's house. This doesn't have anything right now because we don't have that level. And this level to load should be Andy's neighborhood. And now if we go to this down, level select. So this is when we select the stage. So we have this, we want to break this level to load. Soft world reference structure is not compatible with world soft object reference. Okay. Can I do? Okay, you can't like do anything with that. That's hilarious. Whatever. Can I get the name? What can you do with this? Like basically nothing, right? Yeah. Okay. So that is not it. Well, those are structs. Okay, so that's not what I want for sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna see it. Okay, we're gonna do this the simple way, I guess. Or the other way. That's world settings, mini map, change of date of, world transform. Is it? Variable type changed failed. Probably because I need to clear, and see if I can compile that. And now, soft world reference. Okay, well it's not compatible with this struct. That's fine. We're just gonna make it a string. we're not gonna fight with this too long because it's not really worth hassling with as long as it's taking already. Because all we need to do is just here F2 copy, and then post that there, and then here on this F2 copy, level to load, paste. And we're going to open level by name. Oh, it's not a string, whatever. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're gonna see if all these inputs work now. Let me catch up on chat real quick before we do that. I think, Cougar, that it just completely deletes like whatever was there, because if you load back into a level, like all your progress is lost and everything. So yeah, to make something load while a current level is open, you can do like world partition. There's like an open world system for it, but another way is with asynchronous loading, which allows you to open like multiple worlds at once. But yeah, I haven't done like a whole lot of open world stuff, but that is how it works, at least. I've done yeah, and I think Unity is the same way, where if you load something, it just deletes like the previous level, like everything in it. But if you asynchronous load, which is like loading multiple things at once or whatever, that allows for 2 levels to be open at once. Yeah. Let's see if our inputs work, 'cause I did not test this at all. Hey! Why? Oh, you know what? It's doing both the up and the down on this. Okay. So I need to make it not do that. Only on down. That's like super quick to do. But if I hit A. Now, so the actual level select on that portion works. This is like a really easy fix, by the way. If we go to the controller, for selection change, we want to do started. Which only will do the first time you like press it down, basically, not when you release it. Let's try this. There you go. All right. Woo. This is not where you start on this level, by the way. You like overlaps? That's misspelled in the top left corner. Anyways, this is not where it starts. It's just where I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh, I was testing some stuff, so that's why it's there instead. But we have a level select working technically. That's super cool. That's exciting. I might make level 3 and just pop the assets in there, or pop some assets in there, and just so it can load. But looky there, yeah, we got a level select. We'll run through one more time on controller. Okay. First of all, set focus to game port, to game viewport. I also need to make sure that like what happens if I click this? It just loads the main menu because, okay. That's interesting. Start the game. Oh, you know what? I need to do that though. So we now need to change the main menu. Because, or the main menu UI at least. UI, main menu, here, start game, graph, and we need to load level select. I now have all the levels checked out on the server. Because I've like, done stuff to like all of them. All right, so we have the main menu here, which is all good. That makes it look better. Yeah, Cougar, I don't have saving set up. So like when you leave a level, it actually just loses everything. I need to set that up, which is really easy to do. But if I add that in, then it will let me do that kind of stuff. And it'll also let me show like your total number of collectibles you've gotten so far and things like that. Looky here. The triggers you really have to press to get them to change, funny enough, but like the D-pad works fine. That's really cool. I'm glad we got this done. Indy's neighborhood. So I guess bombs away. When you select something that you don't specify a name on, it just loads like the first level in like the default level, which would be main menu, I guess. That's interesting if that's the case. Yes, it would be, but I don't know which sound effects are supposed to be used according to the names and stuff, so I'll have to compare that with the video that I was sent earlier by, is it Mattel? Not Mattel, that's the company that, Mateo, yeah, that he sent, so I can compare it to that. But good deal. Aqua, if you missed it, because I know you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, but you were here last time. I added a splash and underwater sound effects, and I also added a vignette around Buzz to make everything seem a little darker, like specifically like you can't see, but like around the edge of the screen where everything's like a little bit darker. I added that, and I want to add like to where the screen actually like waves a little bit. But yeah, I probably need to update the opacity a little bit so I can like see through the bottom of the water. Because can you see any of that? No, you cannot. Like not really, but it's also because it's dark down here. I don't have a splash visual effect yet because I don't. I looked for some and I couldn't really find anything that was like decently cheap. So there's no splash like visual effect. It's just a sound effect right now. But yeah, we got that. Level 2 is making really good progress. It's looking like really good. We haven't done more art for it yet since the last stream because Kyle is. Well, Kyle and I are working on a project for something else right now. That I don't know if it'll ever be public to share, but anyways, yeah, we just have like a little like contract job we're doing right now real quick, so just doing that, and then we'll be back on this art level. But yeah, I'm gonna do like a little bit more work on this kind of stuff. I'm gonna update the UI. I have a bunch of UI I need to get a hold of Jordan and you know, get some of the UI that he shared on our Google Drive so I can actually do this. I think he has a bunch there that I need to actually just get a hold of and update. No, dynamic, like it depends on the visual effect type, Michael. I do want to do like the sound changes based off how hard you hop in the water. Like I already have how hard you hop in the water as a thing. I already keep track of. Like I kept track of that before I had anything to it, and then like if you just like bop in the water, there's no splash sound effect. Like you have to actually, and I don't know if you can hear that super well, but you have to actually like hop in the water at like a certain velocity for the sound effect to happen. So I have stuff in here, like code already in here to help with that dynamic behavior. So yeah. That's what the level. That's what those are for. It's for the level select menu. I think you just unlocked that memory for me actually. Yeah, I've had those, and so like when you original sound effects. Yeah, I had been wondering what these were for, and I didn't look it up yet. Like this is a vacuum cleaner. It's like a lawnmower and like birds and stuff. An airplane. So you just play those whenever you're on a new level on that menu, huh? Well, that's easy enough. Yeah, Cougar. That's actually the like the idea, and that's what I was originally intended, was just having a different volume sound and stuff, or like the sound not play at all, like if you don't barely hit it and stuff. But there's a lot of things you could add it for. Let's add these sound effects real quick because that shouldn't be very difficult. We're gonna go here. My nose itches. Level select manager. First off, let's go to buzz and determine the sound effect to play. The sound to play is what kind of variable? Just a sound wave. Okay, so that's easy enough. And we do want these to be like that. So we're going to go to here. We're going to add a variable, level sound wave. And this is going to be a sound wave variable type. Object reference. Save. And then on the level select manager, should the sound play as it's going that way, or like once it gets there? We'll say once it gets there. Okay, so start camera bobbing, but also we want to play 2D sound, and we want it to be level camera data. We want to get reference. Do I already have this? I want to make sure I don't. I do. Okay. Oh man. First off, we're gonna minimize that. We're gonna pull this like way down. Okay, and so this should play the sounds once we actually select now. So let's do level 01. This should be level 02. And this should be level 03. I could make this automatic, but there's only 15 levels, and so that's a waste of time. Because at that point, you're over-engineering. Like if there were like hundreds of levels and they all had different sounds whenever you hover over them, that would be a situation where you make it something that automatically determines what sound should play based off the name. But obviously that'd be silly to do here. I need to play sound here. Yeah, okay, it works. That's all good. We do need to play the sound on start. And right now we're just going to do it on level 1. We're going to get a copy, or no, a reference, a copy. A copy's faster, right? I believe. And we're going to split this to the sound wave. Oop. And now, whenever you start the level, it starts automatically. Okay, it starts before the camera even gets there. All right, we'll see. Cause I think that may be a little weird. Like if you're like rushing through everything, you, yeah, we'll see. Because right now, if you like rush through levels, the camera will always take half a second to get to its final destination. So if you get through all 15 levels fast enough, it'll take half a second from the last time you changed your destination point. So let's say you change your destination every frame. So in 14 frames, on the 15th frame, you change to the final one. It'll take half a second from that point to get to, yeah, to get to its destination goal. All right. But I'm planning on using the OG sounds just because it's a lot easier as someone who's in like a sound engineer and sound effects person. There's tons of sound effects you can get online, and like really cheap. That would help, but most of them will stay the same. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of what I have right now. It's just it's one sound instead of multiple, but it's not that hard to add like a bunch more. Yeah. But if you're wondering why this is like halfway through here, it's actually just because I wanted it out of the way of the camera. So, and obviously this can be scooted over, but you don't see this in the main menu anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because I just have this camera. This is the level select. This is literally just this one room, just to look like nice and pretty. I need to set the exposure here to something specific. We can do that real quick. That's like super easy to do. Where's ultra dynamic sky? We want exposure. Apply exposure settings. We do not. What we want is now post-processing, volume, and we want these to be updated. We want it to be like -5 and -5. Let's just see what this does. Okay, so it needs like 0 and 0. Okay, so like way higher. -2.5 and negative. That looks good. Yeah, okay. So that's the exposure rate. And now, whenever I start, there's no more of that like fade in from black. It's just automatically where it needs to be. So that was an easy fix as well. Level 1 is going to be getting that treatment soon, where I go through and make the exposure rate. I set all the exposure rates by hand. But yeah, I think they're mono. They're like kind of low bit rate, but I did pull them directly from the game. like, you know, obviously like the developers probably have like this actual studio quality on hand. And I'd be interested to know if like the PC version actually has the best quality sound of this game, because back in the late 90s it was kind of the Wild West for what versions were the best. And I could picture a world where like Dreamcast had the best sound effects, actually. Anyways, so that's all good. All right. Well, we have level select working. Are we gonna? Anything else we're gonna do? I know it's just because I need to get this like pizza token in the bottom left to be an actual 3D model and spinning around. That's easy to do, relatively, but I'm gonna do that off camera. And then I need to actually get a save system set up so that it keeps track of how good you're doing on the level. Because right now, all 5 tokens are achievable in both of these levels technically. Although level 2, some of them are just like the ones that you can't get through the mission play yet, through the gameplay, are just sitting there for you to collect so that you can still beat it. And I also need to make it to where once you collect each token, it asks you if you want to exit the level or not. I can either do that, or I can just make you like just exit whenever you want, autosave or whatever. And on the 5th, it asks if you want to exit the level, or you just exit the level when you click the 5th. I'll probably ask because there's still like collectibles you may miss, like cosmetics and stuff. Yeah, that seems to be that's probably the right answer. Yeah, we'll go with that. Cool. I'm happy with how this came out. You can see here it fades in from the dark. That's what I'm going to be resolving soon enough. Let's just do a little bit of playthrough. Oh, the bug still exists. Oh no, my poor heart. Oh no. It happens. All right. Uh-oh. There. I could have sworn I made it to where that bug wouldn't happen anymore. Whatever. Whoa. Yeah, we're just gonna do like a little like playthrough real quick. Oh, I didn't pick up this cosmetic. I may still have all the cosmetics set to be unlocked from the start too. Let's see. Yeah, I still have them all. Uh-oh. I need to get that menu set up to work with the controller too. And then this, I need to make it to where those get picked up by the interaction. Or I need to make this work better, because technically Buzz's collider is right in the center of the rope and his body is outside of that collider, so I need to check that. This one PC version, like the coin pickup, yeah, and like the song changes as well. Yeah, it's all kind of weird. My pushing system still needs a complete rewrite, but I don't know when I'll do that. Because you get this like jerking motion with it, and it's a little ugly and doesn't feel like super great. Is that okay? Come here, buddy. Y'all can't see the UI in the top corner. Oh, I need to disable movement on this cutscene. All right. I did think about adding it the other day. So I picked it up. I need to make it to where that spawns like over here probably, just so I don't accidentally pick it up when I'm shooting him. And I also need to make it to where this guy can't be like shoved around if I touch him. But that's fine. Let's pick up some more coins as well while we're in here. But yeah, the nail stuff, like I was in the basement doing some tests for other stuff, and yeah, I almost added it then just so I could add a cosmetic collectible. If you like ground pound all of the tokens inside of there. Here's a cutscene. But he tells you like something random every time, right? Yeah, he like randomizes what he tells you, and it's supposed to not tell you something if you already have that token, but I don't have that set up yet. How'd you see me? That's crazy. We'll go over here, get this, and then we'll ground pound down. And we can also pick up Mr. Potato Head's ear here. Oh, I do need to add that trigger I do need to add boss music, don't I? Yeah. Of course. Good catch. I didn't even, I had completely forgotten about that being a thing. Oh, you know what I did add recently? I finally added damage to the, to the ground pound. So you can just destroy enemies with this. You don't have to be on top of them as long as you're close. It does damage. There's a small sphere of damage. Looking very tasty. Oh, thank you. A lot of this is Kyle. Basically, if it's smooth to play, that's me. And if it's nice to look at, that's Kyle. That's basically the way it works. Here's this guy. I updated his size a little bit because he is a... Whoops. I also need to make it to where the camera faces a certain way when you're done with this, but... you can do this the speedrunner way too, by the way. Technically. Which is like you're technically supposed to use that. I'm a cheat. And you know, update. Oh no, I fell off. Let's try this again. He's slow. I need to update his AI because he is very not super great. Anyways. That, and then yeah, so this is what the speedrunners do is they get on top of the car and they like run circles around the edge of the car real quick. You don't have to go to the back, so I did it the exact way the original had it, even though it's easy to cheese, because I figured they'd want that left in. So yeah. Okay, we have this done. This guy doesn't respawn. Like, he's the only one. I think I bet his respawn timer is set to 0, which means they don't respawn, actually. With how I have my system set up. Alright, we're in the basement. Kyle did add ooze to these boxes. Like spatter to the boxes. That looks kind of nice. I'm happy to see that. Let's get this guy. We only have, I plan on adding a second cutscene cut for this guy, because right now it's both like dialogue scenes are this. And also I don't like the lighting from this box. So you see how the box was like causing a shadow. So now if I go up to him, it's not like that, but it is a bit harsh. So I think I'm going to come from the other angle. Because this looks like good here, but in the cutscene it doesn't. So I do want to add, someone suggested a while, where you see how Buzz's feet is technically in the ooze. This shield should prevent the ooze from being inside the shield at all. I'm looking into how to do that. That is a thing that like Unreal Engine like does, but it's with shader stuff, and I've said multiple times I'm not like the best with shaders. Not something I've ever spent a ton of time with, but yeah. I do need to add like Rex and Ham and all their like random quotes as you get close. That's also not incredibly hard to do. It's just, again, something I haven't added. Let's come over here first and get this guy. We're just gonna do a full playthrough of level. Whoa, this should not be able to be grabbed like that, but yeah. These corner shells I need to do some work on, because you can exit the level through, like you can get outside the level bounds with those. So the cutscenes are really good, as in like the cinematic camera shots, or like in the original game. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I want to add it to where if you ground pound all of these, they go into the palette more, and if you do all of them, you get a cosmetic token that spawns. That'd be fun to do. Michael, that is certainly possible, and that's actually like exactly how Psychonauts 2 did it. However, the original did not do it that way, and so I kind of feel compelled to do it closer to the way the original did it. But yeah, that is like a thing that you could do. But I mean, like, it's not super complicated to do in Unreal Engine. I just don't know how yet. But basically, you use a shader to cut out a hole in the mesh that matches the size of the shield and on the position, based on the position of the shield. So yeah. Am I missing a sheep? Oh, the garage. I didn't actually do the garage, did I? Yeah, let's actually go do the garage real quick. Because I just did the race, but I didn't do the rest of this. Out of the way. What I don't like playing this with keyboard and mouse. Whoops. I like playing this with controller. I was playing with the keyboard or mouse the whole time, because that's how I usually do it when testing, because it's quicker, and because usually my controller's not beside me. I got the power up, although this is like makes short work of like the boss. We do need to make UI for when you pick up those tokens, so it tells you which element you unlocked, or not element, cosmetic you unlocked. And this will keep me from going for some reason. I've not looked into this yet. That's going to be looked into soon. I bet it's as simple as that has its collision still on. But I don't know for sure. That's just an assumption. And then we could pick up this guy. And then we've officially done this part of the level. And then we just have the kitchen left. There are like, James, there are like moments where like I go through the wall partially like this. And then also in the basement, there's a specific spot where you can actually get outside the map currently with the mantle mechanic. I'm going to be adding like a big like safety check system to my mantle to make it a lot safer, to make sure like you can't mantle inside of an area that's too small. I already only have like certain things that are allowed to be mantled, but even like doing that, there's still like plenty of areas you could technically cheese. But yeah. I was reading chat, not watching the screen. I'm like missing everything. I moved the mugs. There's no noticeable shortcut via the light fixture. Which mug did I move? Oh, in the garage, right? I think you can still make that, by the way. Let's go see. Here, let's talk to her real quick. All right, that's all the tokens for this level. Oh no, just kidding. There's actually ham. Here you go, buddy. I have 51 tokens. I did not collect that many, but is he okay? Yeah, in the garage. Let's see. I did move it, but I feel like you can still technically make it. Let's see. You're just barely too short. Because it needs to, basically it's like up to here. If up to here and up is not hitting an object, that here down is, that's how it knows that you can mantle it. Let's try again one more time. You can't, yeah. Just barely. It doesn't matter though, because there's like plenty of ways to cheese this right now. Like, unless I add like a collider here to like keep you from being able to do that, then you can just cheese this anyways. Whoa. There's like a bunch of ways in the original game to get up on top. The way the speedrunners do it, I know, is, or at least as far as I know, their previous strat was to jump on top of these utensils and then use that to get up there. And I technically have like fake collision on here, as you can see. It's not like the collision doesn't match the mesh exactly. It's a simplified collision. But even if it was simplified, like you could still like very easily get up here, I think. And I think I'm gonna leave that just because the speedrunners use that trick specifically. So yeah. The spoons, okay, yeah. But that's this level. Let's go to main menu. Start game. Andy's neighborhood. And here we are on this level. Although this one is technically not fully beatable yet. Let's go ahead and get this token because this one's easy. Since I started over here instead of the actual start position. What is... Oh, my glow in the dark is like making the dust. Okay. You never managed to pull that off. To be fair, like the collision is different in this game than in the original, or it's a simplified collision, so the box is bigger than it needs to be. So yeah, here's the racing one, which the race isn't set up, and so you can just get the token for it. So I have 2 of them so far. I have this little mini game set up. Well, that's not close enough, right? So that one over there. Don't run me over. There. I think it's on the other side now. Yeah. Right here. Other side again. I like the Donkey Kong Country music. Donkey Kong Country 2 specifically, I believe. While I'm doing this. It's going to hit me again, isn't it? And then last one over here. Whoa. And there we go. We got him. We don't have the soldiers modeled yet, so. But yeah, you can't beat this because Sarge is not over here to give you this stuff. So yeah, you actually can't beat this mission quite yet, which is fine. That's fine. Played the PC version. I don't have this interaction set up yet, because it should be higher or lower. I don't remember. I have to look at this like specific mechanic specifically to see like what it does. I will say like the weirdest like behavioral thing in this level is these zip lines, because they don't act quite right, because you can't hardly jump off. You can't see. And I think that's specifically because they have collision still, and it tries to block you from doing it. So that'll be fixed whenever this gets an actual model, and not yeah. Let's go climb the tree. I do need to add this mechanic because the boots, but that's probably like pretty easy to add. You probably get a single jump instead of a double jump. I'm gonna guess, and then you are always going forward, and you can't stop going forward until the timer's up. And these sheep should be the soldiers, but I'm almost dead actually from that lawnmower. There we go. Look at that. We climbed the whole tree first try. It is so much easier on this version than the original. Yeah. Although I still can't hardly climb this. This part's still like really hard. It's just so tight, even on the original. But yeah, there we go. Look, you can see the whole neighborhood. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, the speedrunners are all kind of cool people. You know, I interact with them like on a somewhat regular basis, and I do want to speedrun this game at some point for fun. I might do like a charity stream someday where we just play, like we just learn the speedrun of this game in like 24 hours and just do that, and then like raise money or something through like Extra Life. But yeah, I'm not doing that today, obviously. It has to be like actually scheduled because it needs to accommodate like having a wife and kids and stuff. And going away for 24 hours isn't the easiest thing to do when it comes to that. Yeah, look, that's this level. No falling animation. We're not doing it. Grappling hook, yeah, that one's not too crazy. Basically, you aim, once you hit it, you lock Buzz into a locked position / movement, and then you like go to the position that it is, and then just above like the actual target like position and stuff. Yeah, so that wouldn't be too crazy. This is looking so good. Yeah, I'm like happy with this project. It's turning out so good. You know, we have our simple little menu here. I don't have anything in extras, but I need to add settings in here as well. Extras, I think it's going to be like maybe like some like simple videos or like screenshots or something, or images of like the in Blender renders of objects that we have on like Jira, on like not Jira, on Trello. If you're curious what those look like, it's nope, not those. This is what I'm talking about when I say that. So this is our task board, and basically it's like the actual renders in Blender of these that like shows like the try count and stuff like that, and you know, they're kind of cool, you know. There's some like really cool ones for level 1 specifically. Like let's go to level 1's task board. You know, you have like characters and stuff, so that's fun. You have like actual like cool stuff like this. Like this, these are all like different pieces and stuff, and then it can be opened actually, by the way. But yeah, we can have extra stuff like that, and then I do need to add a settings menu, which settings is not super crazy to add. It's a little time consuming because there's a bunch of saving stuff that you have to add to it, and saving is just slow to do in Unreal Engine, but yeah. Yeah, you know, if anyone missed it, we'll show one more showcase before we kind of like just chill out for a teeny bit. But we did get the level select setup. This is a placeholder border. It'll probably end up being a 3D model of the Etch-a-Sketch, and then you know, the actual pizza token in the bottom left, that will be an actual 3D model that spins around right now. It's just a screenshot of one that I grabbed, and I need to add a save load to this game, or a saving system to this game that keeps track of all your progress. That way I can have the number actually update and it show like how many pizza tokens you have for each level. But yeah, this is with the original assets on this level select right now, mostly. Yeah, cool. The stream, oh, you got here kind of late, Bruno. Yeah, the stream went well. It was good. We got a lot done and chilled out and had some fun. Got some feedback from people. I got a video of like the level select menu and stuff. The level selection is a little weird. Like, let's pull this up. Like the actual like level select level. Yeah, those can be saved. So here it is. This is the original assets, and basically like everything's like gray and then colorful. They have a gray version and a colorful version, and so that's fun. Oh look, let's go ahead and actually hold on. Ooh. We're gonna grab this and drag this into opacity. We're gonna fix this slot too while we're here real quick, and then this needs to be, instead of opaque, it needs to be translucent. Check out selected. Let's also grab this texture. We need a chroma key. Select this and get the eyedropper, or we're going to select this green, and now that removes those. And since the material is translucent, it will see through those portions now, which is good. Hello, brown electrons. Thank you. What happened? Okay. Oh no, the server's unavailable. Why? Am I still up real quick? Why did Perforce go down? Is it just an actual outage? Oh, that's still up. I'm not showing my screen, right? No, okay. Okay, so now that's good. Minimize. Is this the one? That's the one I just did. If I do that, there's another one here. And this needs marked translucent as well. So go from opaque to translucent, apply, save, check out from the server. Katamari Damacy, that's a good game. C# is a good language to learn as well. I think my server is just having issues. that the game is stored on, because it doesn't want to check anything out, and it keeps logging me out of the server. So I'm guessing it's down for maintenance, which is unfortunate. That's actually like an actual blocker for work, because you can't actually do work on anything that hasn't been checked out yet if you don't have access to the server. Luckily, I haven't submitted anything, so I have like a bunch of stuff checked out. So I have other things I can work on, but I kind of wanted to see into Al's apartment here, or into the elevator shaft, is what this one is specifically. You might be cooked because you're tired at almost 8 a.m. Man, I get that. I have definitely done that. Like, I don't know, something about me is I don't sleep very much at all, and I'm an extreme workaholic. I am obsessed with working, and so and that doesn't mean like just working at a job. It also means like creative endeavors, of course. But yeah, like I've worked on this project till like 7 a.m. before, and then like have to go to work like 30 minutes later. I get it. Yeah, man, I think the server's down. That's unfortunate. I can't actually like do anything until this is done. A plane crashed into the side of the building because it has a giant hole in it. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It is interesting that they chose like that kind of like look for both Andy's house and this to be able to see inside of them. I guess it works, but yeah. They wouldn't have done that after 2001. That's the Zerg boss level. Okay. Elevator shaft is at the bottom, I assume, then? That makes sense. Okay. We're cooked. I guess that wraps that up. Anyone see any cool movies lately? That's all right. It's 1:30. We streamed for about 3.5 hours. I think that's fine. I'll just let this sit here until it eventually reconnects to the server. Whatever. Anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, I guess we'll wrap that up here. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't show you the inside of the building where the Zerg boss is, but you know, it's all right. We'll I was thinking movies, but I've watched tons of YouTube lately. Yeah, Brown Electrons. I'm sure I know why. I will say Aqua, I've only ever had an issue with the server once where like actually like hardcore crashed and required like a full restart. I've had this server for about a year now, so I mean it's pretty reliable and it's not very expensive. I pay like $7 a month for the server that this is stored on, so it's not very expensive. So yeah, at least there's that. Can I do anything? Is it like, let me pull up like actual task manager and see if Unreal Engine says it's frozen. Oh, no, it doesn't say it's frozen. So yeah, it's just literally like stuck trying to get access to the server. Okay. I was making sure like Unreal Engine itself didn't freeze when I was trying to do that, but that's not the case. So that's fine. But yeah, anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I don't know when I'll stream next. Maybe sometime this weekend. It may be 2.5 weeks from now. We'll see. Like I said, next weekend I for sure am unavailable. I think it's next weekend. Like the whole like Thursday through Sunday kind of situation, I will be unavailable. I'll still be working on the project. I just can't stream. So yeah. But that's fine. Anything else on the calendar I need to update? No. Yeah. Okay. So that's the plan. Anyways, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later.